This is Rise Outside. Welcome to the channel. This week we're doing a part 2 to the Randall Creek Campground, and we're heading up to the cemetery in the morning. So I got some likes, got some views, got a couple new subscribers, one all the way from Finland, which is awesome. But we're gonna do a part 2, so I'm back at the same campground. I did plan on going to a different campground, but that campground I went to it first, and it's a small campground that's a primitive, no electricity or anything at that one. And the people, there were some people there, and they appeared to be more like partiers than campers. So it's like, yeah, I don't want to be up listening to people partying all night. So I decided to come back to Randall Creek, and as you can see behind me, there's a lot of open spaces here. So I'm in a different spot because the spot that I was in last time is full, and there's a bunch of people down in that corner, but this should be a pretty nice spot. It's got a nice view to the west, so we'll be able to see a nice sunset tonight, unless it clouds up, but it doesn't look like it's going to. So that's where we're at right now. I got, spin around, go a little bit slower. Got the grill ready, and we're doing a pizza again tonight. We're going to change it up a little bit because the last time I burnt the bottom and the toppings were kind of done. So we brought a pizza pan this time, so we're going to try it that way this time, and we're going to use the fire pit again tonight. So that's the plans. Truck camping, whoop, spin around, truck camping, grilling pizza, campfire, and then tomorrow it's the old military cemetery from the mid to late 1800s. So that's the plan for this one, and we'll pick it up when we get the grill going, because it's about grilling time. I'm getting hungry. Same kind of pizza, only it's Canadian bacon this time. So we're going to give this a try. The other option that I thought about was, whoop, when these pizzas thaw out, they're very flexible. I almost thought about folding it in half, and that way I can grill it and then flip it, which that might be an option too. But since I have the pizza pan, we'll slide it right onto that, and then we'll slide it right onto this. And I'm actually at medium this time because I forgot to set it lower. So we're going to leave it at medium on this. And there's no real, I don't have any idea what temperature that is, but because it doesn't have a temperature gauge or anything, it's just medium. So oh, I should have set the timer. Well, it's 7:01. Okay, we'll just let that go. So maybe a minute and a half, and we'll check it to see what it's doing. Been 2 minutes. That isn't even close to being blackened. So the pizza pan's doing its job, I hope. We'll leave it for another couple minutes and we'll check it real quick. All right, well, it's been on there for nearly 15 minutes. Probably 15 minutes by now, because I started the stopwatch late. So when I did the same pizza on the just on the grate, it took 4 minutes, and the bottom was blackened. With the pizza pan, 15 minutes later, it's bubbling. There's some browning on the edges. And the crust on the bottom is just starting to turn. So let's get this off. Should have pliers. There we go. That off. There it is. Grilled pizza on a pizza pan this time. Slide this off. Can we see it okay? Probably not. There we go. Let's get a better view of the pizza. That's the star of the show. There we go. And yeah, that looks good. Now, like I say, it took way longer this way, but by the way it looks, it's going to be way better. Now, if you like your crust a little blackened, the other way worked great, just on the grill or on the grate with no pan. And yeah, I mean, it was still good, just a little overdone on the bottom for my taste. And this one, it sounds like the crust is crunchy, but just a little bit. And looking at the camera, the view screen there, it almost looks a little bit darker on camera than it actually is. So about 15 minutes for a pizza of that thickness. It's hot. That's good pizza. Ooh, yeah, it's very hot. And the pan I'm cooking it on is nothing fancy. It's no special pizza pan or anything. It's just a regular pizza pan. Nothing to it. Because I know they make special stone pizza pans and stuff, and it's like, this is just a regular one. What, Skinny Sticks maple root beer? Because I like a root beer now and again. So let's give this a whirl. Doesn't really say anything on it. It's made out of Wisconsin. Oh, handcrafted in Wisconsin. Of course, it says it right on the front too. Yep. That's good root beer right there. Skinny Sticks Maple Root Beer. Handcrafted in Wisconsin. I'm going to set it right there in the koozie. Won't set it too close to the grill because the grill's still hot. I'm going to munch on some grindage. And we'll pick it up later because you don't want to see me just eating. What fun is that? Unless I burn myself, then that's some good video. But it's not that hot, so Sorry to disappoint. I'm not going to burn my mouth. We'll pick it up later. Supper was good. Pizza was very tasty. It was done just about perfect. A little bit of blackness on it, but otherwise it was done right. So the pizza was good. The Skinny Sticks maple root beer was good. So I'm gonna bag the rest of this up because I'm full. Bag it up, put it in the cooler, and clean my mess up, and then we'll go for a little walk. I see some storm clouds building to the west, so to the west and to the south. Hopefully it doesn't come this way, but if it does, it does. Nothing I can do. We'll pick it up later. Let's see if we can see. Does that show up on camera at all? Let's see. Try to find it. It doesn't really show up very good, but thunderheads back here, over there. That stuff is all to the south and to the east, so that shouldn't be a problem for me. Shouldn't be. But if I spin around, there's a road I'm walking. I don't know if it really shows up back there or not. But we had a bunch of gray stuff back here. That could come through here. The radar isn't showing very well on, I can see the radar, but I can't put it in motion, so I can't see which direction this stuff is going. But hopefully the stuff down this way keeps moving that way. They really don't need it over there because there's a massive flooding going on that direction. They don't need it that way either because that's... I live over that way, and I don't need it over there. We got enough water, so it'd be kind of neat if that would actually show up. Let me see. Look at the back of the... Yeah, it doesn't show up very good at all. Oh, what if I do this? There we go. Now you can see it better. Let's try to move over to this one. Yeah, those are some big thunderheads. So I'm just going to go for a little walk around, see what I can see, and if I see something cool, we'll turn the camera back on. That was definitely worth the walk over here. He was quite a ways away, but it's still pretty cool to see that. I probably don't need to be talking so low, but I don't want to spook him. because he had no idea I was here. He kept looking the other direction. I'm surprised that I didn't see another deer or something come out down at the end of these, whatever's planted here. Something's planted through there, I don't know what it is. But, yeah, cool. There's another one over here. I'm gonna try to get up. He's on some other side of some weeds. That deer was 10 yards from me. It was cool to see that buck way down at the other end, but that deer, this doe, she was only 10 yards from me. She walked right up to me. I was watching that buck, and he left, and I stood up, and I turned around, and there was a doe. That deer was walking along the trees over here. So I knelt back down and got the camera ready. She ended up walking right to me. I can't believe she did that because the wind was blowing that way at times. And I am by no means scent free right now. So yes, that was super cool. I love that. I love it. We'll venture a little bit further and see if we can see another one, but it's about time to start heading back. Sunset. Well, back at camp after a little nature walk. And looks like the storm clouds are all going around us. So we got to see a little bit of a sunset. It's still in the 80s, so I definitely don't need to have a campfire, but it's nice just to have one for a while. And when I was packing, it was 90 degrees. And I did not pack any water. How I forgot the water, I packed pop and I packed drinks for the morning, but no water. Luckily, it was 90 degrees and the ice in the coolers melted. So I got some water out of the cooler ice, the melted ice water. Oh, and it's good. Extremely cold, and it hits the spot. I needed that way more than I needed a pop. She's smoking pretty good. So I'm going to sit here and drink my water, enjoy the smoke, and we'll pick it up later. We're going to let the fire die down. We'll pick it up in the morning. Sunrise. We'll pick it up back at camp. For breakfast this morning, a Snickers iced coffee. I haven't had the Snickers one, but I did have the Twix one, and it was very good, very good. And we also have raspberry turnovers, which these are very good also. All that raspberry goodness coming out of it. Ooh. County Fair, my local grocery store. They know how to bake. Shake well. Oh. Yeah. Wow, those are good. Those are so good. So I'm gonna enjoy my raspberry turnover, my Snickers drink, and then we'll pick it up at the cemetery. That sounds like a downer, doesn't it? Here we are at the cemetery, and the sun's in a bad position for this angle, so we're going to start, because they got information signs here. You see those? So we'll come back to those. We'll just until the sun changes course a little bit. So we'll just do a little walkthrough. And from what I read on there, these are not the actual headstones. There's a few actual headstones, like this one here, because for a long time it wasn't maintained. So there are a few headstones, like this one over here. I'm almost afraid to walk across the grass. Like that would be an actual headstone. Where this is not. Infant. That had been put up after the Corps took it over. Infant. They must still have family in the area on this, for this one. Jacob Herman. I can't really read what it says underneath it, but whoops. I'm looking at the headstone at the back of the camera. Infant. So we'll just do a little walk around. And of course, I'm starting on this end. There's nothing over here. At least there's nothing marked over here. We'll swing back on this side and get the sun in the proper position. I don't know if that's one of the originals. It almost looks like it could be. Says Sarah M., beloved wife of J.M. Cook, died January 8th, 1890, aged 47 years, 11 months, and 24 days. And there's a small inscription down at the bottom that I can't make out. And then it says Cook way at the bottom, but there's another one back there that's, I would say, original. Josephine St. Clark, child, August 6th, 1880. St. Clair. Josephine St. Clair, child. And right next to it is Frank St. Clair. July 6th, 1882. Father and daughter. That's kind of a tearjerker, isn't it? Number 98. St. Clair Josephine, child. As we follow along, August 6th, 1880. And can we read it in the shadows? Infant child of Frank, Lieutenant, and Josephine St. Clair, aged 2 months. So that is probably a father and daughter that we seen over there. Oops. That were buried side by side. Here's another one that tugs at the heartstrings. We have Washington Harris, a private, U.S. infantry. And right next to him, Willie Harris, child. Father and son, maybe? I don't know that, but And that's even, the child died on Christmas Eve, 1873. That makes it even sadder. That's one of the oldest ones that I've seen, 1856, which is like 168 years. 168 years ago. And then there's one back there that would have been one of the originals that's been repaired. Private, 1870. It's neat that they've done what they've done here to bring it back from basically nothing. We'll walk over to the information signs there and we'll take a look at those. This is pretty unique. It's like I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that, or if you'll be able to read any of it. But let's zoom in a little bit. So it gives all the names that they know. There's some that they don't know who they were. Gives everyone's names, rank, private, company D, number 6th, state Iowa, arm, I don't know what that's short for. Maybe that, I'm not sure what that is. Calvary? Date of death, September 13th, 1864. That's his plot number, so we could find it. Locality, Fort Randall, that's where we are. And died on hospital boat. Now they don't have it for everyone, what the cause of death is. But they do a very good job at filling out what they had for information. And you can pause the video and read a little bit there. And of course we're half in shade on this one, but you can do the same there. I'm just kind of standing here reading causes of death on this. And it gives you kind of an idea of how harsh it was out here 150, 170 years ago. Typhoid fever, these are causes of death. Typhoid fever, pneumonia, drowned, acute dysentery, pneumonia, inflammation of the bowels, rheumatism, scurvy, typhoid fever, asthma, more typhoid fever, pneumonia, suicide. There's 2 suicides, pneumonia, heart disease, drowned, fracture of the left leg, retention of urine, inflammation of the lungs, tuberculosis, another drowned, found dead on prairie. I seen a frozen to death. Where was that one? There was one that somebody actually just froze to death. Tough conditions. Very tough conditions. It's a little bit of a downer way to end a video, isn't it? Walking around in a cemetery. But I think I am going to wrap it up on this trip. And I do want to thank you for watching, if you've watched to the end here, and also to my subscribers, which is great that people actually are subscribing to the channel. That's awesome. And with that, we are going to shut it down on today, and we will pick it up next time. That was definitely I'll spit it out yet.